Okay, I've got a lot of. Oh, fuck it. Let me go get the tripod because I look like a fucking troll right now. Anyway, um, yeah, I haven't even started on drink 3. Just giving you an idea. I'm still sober. Still, kinda. Anyway, the edges come off. So let's talk about something that kind of came up at work. Anyway, dude calls me. One of my misfits. Yeah, we're the misfits. Um, my plant that I run out of, the only reason I moved over there was because the other plant that I used to run out of, the batch guy's kind of cray cray, and the parking lot fucks your shit up. The whole street fucks your shit up. So I'm like, I'm sick of my shit being fucked up. I have a car wash membership that I pay $40 a month for that I literally used to use like every day. And it was not helping my vehicle, not one bit. Yeah, it still looked fucking crazy. So, dude calls me and he's like, "You see the text?" And I was like, "What fucking text?" I was like, "Oh God, another fucking text, right?" We get these text messages. I don't want to publish them, but I gotta get my boots on. I still have my boots on. It's like I've been home a fucking hour and a half. Oh Jesus H. Come here, piggies. Fly, be free. Um and it's talking about, and it starts off, "Oh, just want to let you know, good, thank you for all your hard work." Okay, psychological, manipulation shit, right? We're gonna soften you up with the good shit first, and then we're gonna give you crap about the crazy shit later, right? So, and apparently people are not doing their pre-trip on their tablet. I do my pre-trip every day. However, I do night shifts. And the only thing that I have go wrong with my truck on a regular is tires. I have fucking tire issues all the time. Now, unless my tire is in the red, I don't report there's anything wrong with it. Because temperature, weather, things of that nature, have a tendency to affect the air pressure in your tires. And if you're not working out of your AO, that's like literally 10 minutes up the road, a tire pressure that's in the yellow, given a couple of PSI, if it's rolling, 97 to 98 PSI, our tires are governed, roughly 100 to 110. Once you get down on somewhere where you're actually rolling, that PSI will come up, right? My pickup truck does the same thing. I don't go crazy about it. If I'm rolling to work in the morning, I know the PSI on my tires on my pickup truck are like 40. And I'm heading to work in the morning and my PSI says 33. I'm not tripping. I'm going to get there. It's not until it hits the 20 mark that it turns into a fucking issue, okay? Anywhere 20 to 30. Then we're hooking up the compressor at home and we're going to air this shit up before we go into work in the morning, right? So my mixer, generally all 6 tires should be running about 115. However, if it drops to 94 and it stays at 94 and I go 10 minutes up the road and it pulls up to 96, I'm not concerned. It's not until it gets to about 84 that it gets in the red. And the only reason why is because once you put 10 yards of concrete on an 84 PSI, it bugger squat. And it looked flat. But if the truck is rolling empty, it's not a big deal. And 84 PSI, I'm not gonna write it up. I'm gonna call my dispatch right away and be like, yep, my TPMS is telling me that I got a tire at 84%. Something wrong. I either need it aired up or slow leak, valve stem cover, something. I need to run to the shop before I head down south. He'll be like, head to the shop. And I'll bug the guy that's on nights. And I have something in my tooth. Sorry, I'm neurotic. Where are my flossers? I know I got something out here. Because I live at this dining room table. This is my perch. Anyway, yeah, I have furniture. But I have an entire bathroom vanity set sitting in front of him right now. Anyway, so, and no time to fuck with that. Because, yeah, I've been home. I gotta get to bed. Yeah, because I gotta get up at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So, it's now 6 o'clock, a little after 6:30. So, I did a gab. I got some food. I ate it. I reviewed the video while I was eating it. And then I started to upload it. And then I got this thought. So, dude calls me earlier. Do you see the text? I'm like, oh, God. Why do you let that shit bother you? He's like, I don't know. I was like, he sends us, his misfits, the same shit he sends everybody else. He's like, really? I was like, yeah. We're not singled out. He's sending it everybody else. So, who isn't of us three misfits doing their motive every day? Because I do mine every day. What about dude? He does his every day. He's just giving us the same shit that he's giving everybody else, whether it pertains to us or not. He's not playing the corporal punishment thing. He's just ignore it. I was like, you know what you need to worry about? Your faults. What's that? I said, when you're speeding, running stop signs, hard stops, driving like an asshole, shit like that. That's what you need to worry about. Not wearing your seatbelt right. Shit like that. That's the stuff that's personal. These fucking text messages, unless he calls you out by name, that you being naughty, he really ain't doing anything wrong. It's informative. And he's passing the buck. He said, what you mean? I said, upper management said this, and he's putting it out. He's passing the buck. He's doing what they want him to do. He's on salary. I was like, why are you stressing? We earn more than him. He's like, damn. I was like, yeah. Stop fucking worrying about it. Improve your driving. Correct your shit. Try not to do anything wrong. Ignore him. The only thing you need to worry about is what time you come in and what time you go home. How much time you get off, and make sure you don't violate the fucking hours of service. He's like, I just get so offended. I said, why are you getting offended? You're getting offended at someone telling you that you're not allowed to wash your truck but only once a week? Coming from someone who's never washed a truck and doesn't have a fucking first clue of how grody and how turn and burn and fast we operate. Well, yeah. I say, He's getting paid to disseminate information that the cowards that are higher than him don't want to do. I said, you realize where all this crap's coming from, right? He's like, kinda. I was like, yeah, don't take offense. I said, I got a ton of videos. I have a special file. He's like, what is that? I said, it's called good stuff. And if something someday that he puts out should offend me, I snag one of those videos and I pop it in there. As a response. I said, you put your roller skating videos. I put shit that is like, yeah, that one's gonna hurt. I didn't say it. They did. I just agree with it. So, I said, you need to stop stressing about that kind of shit. I said, anybody who's in the good graces of the dispatch, you're safe. Because he thinks a lot of this shit is stupid. Honest and truly. Because I can log that everything is fucking dandy. Be 2 hours on a night pour, roll over something, flatten a tire. It's not logged into the fucking motive because it wasn't bad when I filled out the motive. He's like, I got you. I said, chill. Ooosah. Stop getting offended by him. I said, you grew up in an environment where I grew up. Just different sides of the tracks. Constantly criticized, constantly put down, constantly, looking over your shoulder to see who's watching you, to see who is your enemy and who is not your enemy. He's like, yeah. I said, yeah. I said, you're on the hood side. I was on the suburbia side. I said, same thing. Might be different colors, but it's the same criticism, same insecurities. They fucking feed it into your soul where you're constantly on the offensive. If you're not wearing the latest and greatest, someone's going to pick on you. He's like, yeah. I said, yeah. Same here. You're a male, I'm a female. Same fucking issue. I get you now. I was like, yeah. I said, you do you, boo-boo. I said, but didn't it feel good telling douchebag to slow the fuck down today? He's like, hell yeah. And he's like, I'm usually the one getting yelled at. I said, slow down. And now you can be the one yelling at people. Because the superintendent told you to. He goes, yeah, that felt good today. I was like, I bet it did. Felt real good, didn't it? Yeah. I said, remember that moment. And don't worry about those texts. If I see it's long-winded, I fucking ignore half of it. He's like, really? I was like, yeah. And that next, like the day he said, oh, you're only allowed to wash your truck, use the acid system once a week. But then he said, if you're sitting idle, you need to be cleaning on your trucks. But then management prior to that said, we can't have buckets and brushes on our trucks. And I'm like, that's a requirement. And my manager actually agreed, yes. Bucket and a brush is a requirement on every mixer. You cannot keep a truck clean without one. Anyway, I'm sitting there laughing because it's a constant fucking contradiction. Constant. And I'm like, is it? And he said, inside and out. So I had already washed my truck once this week with the acid system. I'm not allowed to have a bucket and a brush. The bucket that I do have on my truck, it has cleaner in it. and I put it in a sprayer. And when I go to jobs where they fuck my shit up, I spray the fuck out of it. But I don't have a bucket and a brush to scrub on my truck. And the trucks that do have that are spotless. And I just sit back and I watch the fuckery. I don't get all bent out of shape. So, when he said that inside and out, if you're sitting idle, you need to be cleaning your truck inside and out. So there I was with my cleaner and my paper towel scrubbing the fuck out of the inside of my truck. Because the day that he put that out, my truck was actually clean. I had just cleaned it. You know, it's just, we talk about stuff all the time, you know, amongst each other. And it's not criticizing. And even if, like, dude, I even said to him, I was like, stop fucking driving fast through that plant. He's like, I don't mean to. I was like, make it a conscious effort to idle through that plant. Because you know the guy upstairs hates you. And the dispatch has the tablet. He can look at your shit and check the times and see how fast you were going. Really? I said, yeah. He's got all that shit on data. Yeah. He's got location and speed. Max speed. He's like, I did not know that. I was like, oh yeah, I can. When I was sitting at the desk, I could see it all. He's like, oh shit. I was like, yeah. And I could go upstairs and yell at dude and be like, chill out. He was only doing 8 miles an hour. I do that coming out of the hole. In neutral. I drift. So it won't bind up on the low gear to get over the hump. Oh. Yeah. As soon as I clear the hump, I hit it neutral and I drift. Yeah, I said, stop stressing it. When you're in the good graces of your dispatch, your stress level should be way the fuck down here. He's like, is that why you don't worry about it anymore? I was like, no, I don't worry about shit. I know 2 of the 3 dispatches love me. That's all I care about. HR likes me. Driver advocate likes me. I don't give a fuck about the big guy. Or the guy that's underneath him. I don't care about them. Because I have a camera. I have my camera. I have the radio. He's like, okay. I was like, yeah, calm yourself. I was like, office politics. He's just playing the game. Just keep it in the back of your head. You make more than him. Every day. He's like, do we really make more than them? I said, yeah. Way more. On a 40-hour week, we make way more. Add overtime to that. He's like, man, they living in poverty. Yeah, but their checks are guaranteed. I said, when we have slow weeks, when we're only getting 20 hours, kind of balances out in the wash. But not too much. Because we can make up all that lost time come busy season. He's like, I forgot about that. I said, and then some. Ooosah. Stop worrying about the fucking texts. Yeah. I was starting to get a little offended at him. I was like, fuck off. You know, Says the guy who never washes these trucks. Says the guy who never does a 14-hour day driving these crazy fucking machines that literally rattle your bones. You're physically fucking exhausted even though you sat on your ass all day. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's exhausting. Pilots could relate. Jet pilots. Yeah, the G-force. It just rattles your fucking bones. Yeah, they have limits on their flight time. Now, cement mixer operators, we should have limits on ours. Because, yeah, this shit tear your body up. Some of the off-road that we have to do, my body hurts some days. Today, oh my God, that I hit a bump and my head hit the fucking top of the cab. And because I've had that happen in a PLS before, I know how that shit feels. And you fucking jack the shit out of your neck. I hunched. I knew it was gonna happen. I fucking like braced for fucking impact, so it wouldn't happen. And I felt a pinch all the way down my back. It was like a tingle. Because when I landed, it went all the way up in my head. Yeah. Did not know that ditch was that deep. Could not see it. When I hit it, it went boom. And I went boom. Yeah. Coffee spill. Fucking, yeah, I was cussing. I was more worried about the fucking coffee spilling than yeah. Seriously. Anyway, that's all I got. But yeah, this was a fucked up day. It was a rough day. I'm just trying to get tired so I can go to bed. And I'm not tired. I got good sleep yesterday. But I was tired all fucking day. Now I've got energy and I don't know what to fucking do with it. Welcome to concrete life. In your circadian rhythm being all fucked up. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. And peace out. Till the next time. Yeah, I'll probably have something coming out tomorrow.